I also do think that Disney as a brand is just damaged significantly. Isn't Wish opening this weekend?
Yes.
And so I don't think there's a lot of enthusiasm for that. I haven't heard. I know like Film Threat had. I saw
The
Film
reviews
Threat
are not
uploaded
good.
their.
The
What did
reviews
Film
are
Threat
not good
say?
for it. Basically said it's not very good. It's not like the worst thing in the world, just not very good. The critic reviews are rotten for it, like sitting around 55%, which would be the first time in like 18 years Disney Animation Studios has seen something like that. That would be worse than Strange World was reviewed by the critics. But box office wise, the traditional 3-day, it's looking around at like a $50 million opening. There's obviously a holiday involved because of Thanksgiving. So it's like a 5-day opening, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? It's always tough to track what it'll do after a big holiday weekend. But I tend to think that it will do better. I think it's going to end up maybe topping Elemental when it's all said and done. Will that be enough for it to make money? Elemental was not profitable at the theater, despite what anybody wants to lie to you about. It didn't even hit $500 million, had a big international to domestic split. The opening is not going to be as like bad as Elemental. Elemental was historically bad. That was like a $30 million opening or something. I don't think we're going to see that. I think Wish is probably going to open in the $50 million range.
You think
for
so?
3-day, and then
Because of the
5-day
holiday,
will be
right?
and then
Because of the
5-day will
holiday.
be a little bit higher, like a 65 or 70 or something. Yeah.
I feel like I was more conversation around Elemental, but yeah, you're right. The holiday does change the dynamics of that.
And that's just me looking at box office projection. That's the one that I like to use because they use all these different sources. And even if it does open at 50 million, even if it has a big holiday weekend of like 70 million 5-day, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make its money back. Right now, the same people who called Elemental being a failure have it tracking between 40 and 60 million opening weekend, which to me certainly wouldn't be like some sort of disaster or anything, but it would still have a lot of work to do to, get to profitability.
What's the budget on that one?
Another 200 million. So depending on what the marketing is, 75 million, 100 million, like you could maybe say like best case scenario, $550 million box office to break even.
Make sense. I don't understand how Wish can have a $200 million budget and the Super Mario Brothers movie with Chris Pratt and Jack Black had a $100 million budget. Who's making these decisions? How does this happen?
I don't understand either, because especially like for some of the Pixar stuff, you can see like why it might cost so much to animate something like that. For Wish, it looks different. The way that they did it, I don't know a ton about animation, but the style looks different than a lot of these more recent Pixar things. And obviously, this is not Pixar. This is Walt Disney Animation Studios, but it doesn't look as expensive, I guess.
I agree with that. I mean, it doesn't.
2, 1. Asha! I mean,
it looks different. It is a different like type of animation. There's a little more like depth to it almost. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'm here. Whew, just 1 second. Let me catch my breath.
Black Girl and a Goat. We'll see how it does. But this trailer got ratioed.
Damn.
A month ago.
Wow. I can't believe that got ratioed. I think it's just a Disney backlash at this point in time, man.
That's what I think too. And the fact that everybody kind of relates to the villain. Like the villain in this just seems to be a responsible leader. Listen to this.
Asha, come with me. The wishes of Rosas.
Wow.
People give their wishes to me, and I grant the wishes I am sure are good for Rosas.
Some of these will never be granted.
Not some, most.
They deserve more than
I decide what everyone deserves.
They looked a little mean there, but the idea that, well, I'm only going to grant the wishes that are good for people. Yeah, if say somebody was wishing to fucking kill their neighbor, I'm probably not going to grant that wish. So say somebody was wishing that everybody in the city drowned and they became the most powerful, I'm probably not going to grant that wish. Like, look at the fucking replies. Giving the villain a crazy look every now and then won't make people hate him. Dude literally has a point. It's a worrying sign that the trailer makes me agree with the bad guy and root for him. I actually don't think the king is wrong in not granting every wish. Curious to see where Disney takes this. The king isn't wrong in not granting every wish. In reality, it's true. I keep bringing it back to Bruce Almighty because that's what it reminds me of. Everything goes to shit when he just answers everyone's prayer and gives them everything that they're asking for instead of what's really best for them.
Well, it'll be another Disney movie for us to discuss as the weekend gets here. So I am looking forward to that. Bring it on. I tend to believe this movie is going to be another letdown for them financially.